that you're not on the site.
Well, no, Mad Johnny and Exchelsis. We're caught behind a jackknife cattle lorry, spilling cows all over the freeway. There's udders everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's why I want to build this road anyway, see? So people can get to Telford and vote for me.
Well, we'll be there as fast as we can.
Well, it's high noon, in more ways than one. I want you to get to that site and find nothing so I can level the place. I don't want to see results, and I want them yesterday, capiche? ASA pronto.
Tell him we're not moving.
Yeah, tell your monkey I like the joke, wise guy, but it's your careers that are the joke, and I'm the punchline. I've got 50-headed diggers ready to roll out, and Ziggy says you can't leap until you've cleared the site.
Oh boy.
Hello, good evening and welcome to Archaeology Live. I'm Olly Constantinople and with me is local boy Sir Richard Digbeth.
Hello.
And Dr. Simon Falshaw.
Hello there.
And you join us late on day one at the Telford Advanced Boys Grammar College for what could prove to be an exciting find. Rick, why is this so special?
Yes, Ollie, this is an extremely exciting development in what is my own backyard, my old stomping grounds. I remember when we were boys, we were always told that this was a giant Anderson shelter for the portly gentlemen. And what a thrill it is to revisit this site after so many years and potentially prove them wrong. If this proves to be what the initial geophys reading suggests, a Babylonian-style pyramid, it could very well rewrite Western history as we know it. Now, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I've really got to dash as this is a dig that is very much already underway.
Yes, there's already exciting discoveries in what is believed to be a front entrance, thanks to the local school children who've been drafted in to help with this exciting dig. Also, cheap labour there.
We're on a very strict time limit, listeners, as Telford Mayor Dudikoff has tasked us with surveying the site so we can clear the way for a 17-lane super freeway bypass through the school land, thus generating jobs, a higher voting populace.
New buildings, maybe even a new school.
You mean like the one he's just about to bulldoze?
Well, that's by the by. Pass.
Oh, and we've only got 3 days to do it in. Thankfully, we're joined by an expert, the local schoolmaster who has led the dig thus far.
That's right, Ollie. While local boy Rick surveys the suspected front passage, I'll take us round the back to meet the expert.
How do you know it's the back passage?
I just follow my nose.
Put your backs into it, children. This passage won't unblock itself. No, Smith, you can't be excused for the black lung until all this soil is cleared. You join us round a back passage with local expert, Dr. Eugene Beige. What? Evans, is that chewing gum?
Yeah.
Well, I hope you're bored enough for the rest of us. Dr. Eugene Beige.
What?
Now, I want to know the instant this soil is cleared or there'll be no school trip next week.
Oh, sir.
Dr. Eugene Beige. I know I am. Who are you?
Don't you recognise me? We're Archaeology Live. You know, the archaeology team.
No? Well, even if you don't recognise the others, you must recognise me. Come on. Olly Constantinople, spin that wheel. Handbrake turn.
I think you're wasting your time there, Ollie. I think he's deaf. Have you turned your hearing aid on?
What? Just for the listeners, and so I don't keep having to repeat myself, could you turn it on, please? Very well, but it's completely unnecessary. I have 20/20 hearing.
There's too much feedback.
Dr. Beige, you're going to have to turn that thing off. It's interfering with young Ted, our soundman. What?
My glasses are broken. I'm blinking broken shards.
You'll have to speak up. There's a terrible ringing in my ear.
I think my retina is loose.
Now my pint glass is shattered.
You're going to have to turn that thing off. Do make up your mind. Told you I didn't need it. I can hear every word you say.
Would you mind telling us what we're doing here?
What? Well, if you don't know now, you'll never know. Please explain for the listeners about the dig. Do try and keep up. I've engaged some of the boys as an extracurricular field project between PE and double maths. The upper sixth have been digging the site. They've saved up 50,000 bottle tops and had a bring and buy sale to fund all the equipment at great expense to themselves, I'm glad to say. Though there have been concerns by the local governor about the project replacing the GCSE curriculum, it's definitely for a good cause, and will reward them with high praise come next parents' evening. If I can prove there's something here and show the historical significance to Mayor whatever his face is and his super triple bypass thingy, it'll certainly overshadow all those recent digging related deaths and, well, and save the school, obviously. Well, obviously. I don't approve of your boys' adventure style of archaeology. You're merely the media tools in my bigger game. Oh, that's what you want me for. Me and my celebrity pull. What?
Gentlemen, I think you'll want to come and see this pronto.
Rick, what you found?
Get shoveling, boys. Remember, work will set you free.
It's,
Not lively, that's
it's
what
him.
it's supposed to be
You
fun.
ain't found her, we saw her
If it
first.
ain't hurting, you're not working, as I always say. Is that you, Digberth? Tuck your shirt in, boy.
Oh, can I have a word, Constantinople? Excuse me. Where on earth did you dig up Whispering Bob Harris from?
Who?
The old grey whistle test over there. I thought I had tinnitus.
What's the problem? That's our expert, Dr. Beige. Have you heard of him?
Heard of him? There are headless dogs who have heard of him. He's my old schoolmaster. And this is the school where I suffered endlessly as a child. And I certainly wouldn't have come if I'd have thought he was still kicking around. He tormented me throughout my whole childhood. I'm surprised I learned anything at all with that foghorn going off in his ears.
Never mind all that, let's get back to the archaeology before the day ends.
Yes. As the light fades here, Mr. Beige's little helpers are about to scrape away at the final layers of what appears to be a doorway. As you can see, the winged claws of what appears to be a griffin is upon the archway, and what could very well be our first inscription.
Well, cliffhanger stuff, I'm sure you'll agree, listeners. But much like cricket, it's back to the pavilion for bad light. Join us on day 2 to see what secrets this doorway reveals. You join us on day 2, listeners, and we've uncovered a doorway with a griffin motif. But more importantly, we now have a name.
That's right, Ollie. Late last night we discovered some hydrographics and it appears to be a royal seal.
Yes, after much deliberation down the pub last night, we believe this to be one of Mesopotamia's more rambunctious kings, King Karabujan. Previously thought to be an allegorical legend like King Midas, but he's become tantalising facts here. We have references to him reigning in the 13th century BC, but up until now, no clear proof has ever been found of him. Could this ziggurat be the tomb of the king?
Indeed.
So who was this King Kajagoogoo?
Well, we don't really know, but hopefully we'll find out more when we're inside.
Dr. Falshaw, I'll leave it in your capable hands to provide our entrance with... an entrance.
As a potential World Heritage Site, the opening of this tomb will be a slow and delicate operation. Fire in the hole!
Ollie, Simon, do you realise this could be our very own Howard Carter moment? We'll be printed in the annals of history. The treasure, the glory.
The malaria.
I'd hold your enthusiasm, lads. It looks like local youths have already desecrated the inner tomb wall, no doubt turning this site into a den of monkey shines and cheap cider sick. This really is broken Britain. What is that flippity gibbet blithering on about? Look, there's childish scrawls all over the wall. Look, what's that owl doing?
That's not an owl, that's a scarab beetle. These are hieroglyphs.
Oh, so what do they say? Yes, Digberth, what do they say?
Give me a chance.
Well, if you'd have paid attention in class, you'd know.
Simon, pass me that torch, would you? Let's shed some light on this matter. Right, okay. Got it. This is the final resting place of King Karabujan, Lord High God King of colossal exaggerations. It was built to store his worldly treasures, accumulated through war and tax, and war tax, in this ziggurat at the edge of his empire.
Sire, I'll bring up a pyro about that ziggurat you wanted to commission.
Hey, it's me, King Caribou Jan, that's what I do. Read that papyri to me. I want to know all about a ziggurat. I want a ziggurat to put my earthly remains in and my beautiful treasure, as you well know. Have you got me a reasonable quote on that ziggurat yet? There's nothing like the smell of a ziggurat in the morning, baby.
Well, sire, this papyri is from a traveller called Mick McFiddle who specialises in these sort of things.
Just read me the papyri. I make the decisions around here. I'm King Caribou Jan.
Very well, sire. I'm Mick McFiddle and I've picked up a shed load of discount concrete. And I'm passing the savings on to you. If you've got any building project, whether it's building a wall or building a tomb, get in contact with us. We know what we're doing on any continent. Bronze Age monuments are speciality. No building too small, no building too big, no building at all. What have you heard? We'll build you that eternal tomb and stroke your ego with our fair old prices. If you don't trust us, listen to these satisfied customers.
They sold me a chariot horse, but it only had 3 legs.
I'm King Wrath the Populist, and they built me a tomb so impenetrable, not even I can get in.
My brother did me an amazing deal when not related.
And if you present this papyri to us, you get 50% off.
50%? That's almost half.
But there's more! Send off the attached coupon and get this free crystal kettle of chaos to keep your earthly remains in. Don't delay!
2000% APR is standard. Building times are hilarious. Unique up to be risky. We don't pay WSN price. 50%? Crystal kettle? I like the cut of this guy, Jeff.
But sire, it would take 35 years to build.
Math's math. I invented math and I say money's no object. I got 50, 20, maybe even 80, 12 golden cows. Ship them over. Where does this guy operate out of?
It says Telford, sire.
Telford? I love Telford. I invented it. Let's go there, baby.
Very well, sire. Damn inbreeding.
And lo, at the end of his life, he did store his ashes in the crystal kettle of chaos. But warn ye, for it is guarded in the room of 147 perilous perils of Spain.
No, not Spain, you imbecile, it's pain. 147 perilous perils of pain.
Well, I hadn't dusted that bit off yet. You're always correcting me. This is worse than double Latin.
Well, if you're going to do something, do it properly, Digberth.
Sir, we've been blocked about passage, but I don't want to enter and get my PE kit dirty, sir.
Dirty PE kit? You'll be doing it in your pants and vest again if you're not careful. Remember, you're representing the school. Show some decorum, boy. Well, it seems like we now have 2 tunnels to explore. I think it's best to stop this bickering and split up. Me and Rick will stay here and investigate.
Yes, and I'll take the expert of the back passage.
And then we'll reconvene in the pub at the end of the day. Why me?
Looks like you used to it.
And then I found a mousetrap in my desk.
Really?
Well, he said it was for a vermin problem. I didn't think he meant me. And that's why I had to write the whole of the Michaelmas term left-handed.
Sounds harrowing.
I thought he was dead years ago. He hated me at school, and it looks like it hasn't changed.
But never mind that. I mean, how could he not know who I am? Surely everyone knows who I am. I'm a household name, surely.
I don't think he's ever watched Handbrake.
Oh, never mind Handbrake Turn. If I could get a good gig, something regular, something more mainstream.
More mainstream than Handbrake Turn.
Here's one. Midlands Today. I have it on good authority from Nick Owen that if Suzanne Verdi were ever to sustain a life-threatening injury, that I'd be the next man in line to sit on the Midlands Today Red Settee. I also know that she's partial to a bit of cave exploration, and that she's got a window in her schedule today after Derek Jacobi pulled out of a planned potholing expedition.
How do you know all this? Are you stalking her?
No. Well, I'm not allowed within 500 metres of her bins anymore. That's the point. If the mountain won't come to Mohammed, maybe Suzanne Verdi will come to the tunnel.
I don't follow you.
Yes, that's it. I'll invite her to explore the cave with us, accidentally push her into the room of 147 perils, and before you know it, I'll be saying, "Thanks, Nick." And earlier today, a Bury St Linnet man was apprehended by police for failing to appear at Leicester Crown Court to answer charges concerning the sodomy of a budget. Nina Nana has this report, which contains disturbing distortions of the truth.
I really don't like the sound of this.
It's a plan with no drawbacks. Hello, Susan. Sorry, Suzanne. It's Olly Constantinople. No, don't hang up. Do you want to come and explore a cave with us? It'll be on the radio and you look like you do with the extra exposure.
Olly, this isn't a good time. It never is. I'm at Derek Jacobi's house at the moment.
Well, sod Derek Jacobi.
He's gone through a very traumatic experience. Someone just sodomized his beloved Tweety Pie. Don't you care about desert?
Of course I care about DJ. I mean, I love Cadfile. Actually, I was up for a part in that, but I was picked at the post by... Hello? Hello? Hello, Suzanne? Suzanne! Oh, she's hung up.
If you've quite finished harassing the echelons of regional news mediocrity, we've reached the end of this tunnel and I've discovered a darkened alcove. Have you got a torch?
What? Oh, no, I was thinking of Suzanne Verdi again.
No, the flaming torch, thank you very much. Right, let's see what we have here.
What's a room full of levers? Well, what's that inscription above the door say?
The lever room.
Well, there's hundreds of levers, all with their own hieroglyph above them.
It would take a lifetime to translate all of them and discover their secrets.
Well, let's not touch anything until we know what they all do.
Imagine, if we found this, what have the gruesome twosome found?
No. Yes. Quite interesting. What do you make of these markings, Dr. Falshaw?
I don't know, I can't read no hydrographics.
What?
I said...
I heard what you said, I just don't believe it. I thought you were supposed to be a doctor of archaeology.
Well, I've got anology.
Well, fantabulous. For all I know, I could be wandering around with an ornithologist or a graphologist or a phrenologist or even a gynecologist.
Well, moving the conversation rapidly along, what's the beef between you and Rik the Dig?
What? Me and Digberth? Do you really want to know?
Not really.
Well, if you really must insist, back when I was a younger man... No laughing at the back. Now, back when I was a younger man, I was very much enamoured with Digberth's mother, Lady Digberth of Bethnal Green. Unfortunately, social constraint forbade our love and I lost out to a better man.
Who was that?
Nigel Havers.
Sexual favours, Nigel Havers.
How did you know that?
He was a regular down the clinic.
The clinic?
Oh, look! Some sort of distracting doorway.
Well, it appears you've blundered onto something rather interesting here, Doctor.
Well, that's why I've got anology.
Blunderology, no doubt. Bring that torch closer. According to these glyphs, behind the sealed door is the last resting place of King Carabojan and his many treasures. It would appear we found a room of 147 perils, Doctor.
How many perils?
Well, obviously it's not supposed to be taken literally, Falshaw. Only the most worthy may enter. So I'm going in.
We can't go in now, the light's fading.
What, in a tunnel?
Outside. Besides which, it'll be last orders soon.
Oh, good, you're around then.
You heard that all right.
What?
It's a bit early for this, isn't it? No one else is awake.
This crystal kettle is my ticket out of here.
Our ticket?
Yes, our ticket out of here. No more minor celebrities or amateurs hogging all the glory. This could make my career.
Our career?
Yes, that's what I meant.
Ah, Digberth, here at last. Hold this torch while I open this tomb door, would you? Finally, not tardy for once.
What are you doing here?
No dilly-dallying, Digberth. Make yourself useful. Now, if we both put our index fingers into these opposing holes, while simultaneously pushing on these paddles on the door frame for 30 seconds and pushing the floor tile, we should be granted entrance. A slightly convoluted system and surprisingly close to a Russian missile launch sequence. But if you can read 40,000-year-old Mesopotamian hieroglyphs, then it's simple, rather like you.
The door's opening!
Yes, finally, the tomb of King Carabojan is revealed.
Well, I'm going in to investigate. Hold that torch up, Digberth. Just as I thought. It's an octagonal ceremonial structure.
And now the door's closing! Very slowly.
It does appear as though I've stepped on some sort of pressure pad, no doubt controlling the door. Yes, it is rather slow, isn't it?
I think you need to get out of there.
Don't be silly, Digberth. Unlike you, I know exactly what I'm doing. According to these glyphs, I simply have to pull the lever on the wall over here to reopen the door. And just over here. Or maybe it's over here. Digberth, could you lower that torch while I find the lever?
I really don't think this is a good idea, Dr. Beige. I've changed my mind about this whole thing. I think we should go and get Olly and the team now.
What? Just lower the torch more, Digberth. It's not here. Come into this room so I can see what I'm doing.
I can't. I refuse to limbo under that door.
What sort of assistant are you?
I'm not your assistant, and this is my show.
Well, that's your trouble, Digberth. Insolent to the last, just like your father.
Wait, what do you know about my father? No!
Do stop your whining, Digberth. There should be a control room with master levers somewhere in the ziggurat.
A room with all the levers? That must be the lever room. We were there the other day.
Well, don't just stand there, boy. Go and get me out. You join us on day 3 in the leave room with... Well, Rik, where have you been? I'm just about to introduce day 3 without you.
Never mind that. Dr. Beige, he's become trapped in the room of 147 perils.
Not the one we found yesterday.
No, a completely different one.
Really?
No, you fool. Come on, we need to get him out.
How did he get trapped? Falshaw told me it was locked.
He must have sneaked in early to try and claim the glory for himself. It's a good thing I was there to keep a tab on him in his treacherous ways.
Rik, you've ruined the show. How are we supposed to go on with our expert trapped in there? This is typical of you, this is. This is the Kremlin all over again. If you're quite finished, I don't plan to spend my days listening to the rabbitings of brainless simpletons. Thankfully, this wall is thin enough for me to guide your bumbling efforts. You're in the lever room? Good. Now there should be a lever on the wall to open the tomb and set me free. But the lever room is full of levers. How do we know which one it is? Translate them, simpleton. Translate. Honestly, do I have to do everything round here?
The deaf bugger certainly seems to be able to hear through them walls.
I heard that. Yes, obviously this ziggurat was built using shoddy workmanship and knock-off materials. Now get me out! Well, Rik, as our expert, you'll have to translate these levers.
Okay, let's start with this lever.
Can you see the crystal kettle? No, but a section of the wall has just opened and what I can only describe as a flying badger with the face of John Inman is coming towards me. You better be translating these, not just pulling random levers.
Quick, pull another random lever.
How about this one?
No, that's another John Inman badger. You get nothing for a pair, not in this game.
Lads, I can't read these. And to be honest, I'm used to Egyptian hieroglyphs. I never even passed my GCSE in Mesopotamia. Just help me pull them all, quick.
Perhaps release the griffins, be quick. I'm up to my knees in jelly and the unicorns have formed a union with zombie Ted
Our
Heath.
future is now about archaeology.
It's getting quite perilous. I'm certainly in quite a bit of peril. I've just received a late gas bill and the ice giants have just been released.
Last lever. This has got to be it.
With the perils are receding, everyone seems to be going away now. Oh, there's a plinth rising from the floor. Huzzah! The crystal kettle of chaos is on it. Well done, Digberth. But the doorway's opening too. Quick, grab the crystal and we'll meet you on the outside. I've got the crystal, I've got the crystal! Finally, at the end of day 3, and not only have we discovered the truth of the Telford ziggurat, but proof in the shape of King Claptrap's crystal kettle of chaos. Thus, the school is saved. Here you go, Digberth. You deserve to present this to Mayor Dudikoff for saving the school and making me proud.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Beige. I'm glad you finally believed in me.
What?
I was just saying that I'm glad I've finally lived up to some of your high expectations. It's an honour.
What?
You know, coming from such an academic as yourself.
What?
The kettle. Thank you for letting me present it to the mayor.
Stop mumbling, boy.
Shut your holes and vote for me. Has anyone got a baby for me to kiss? So anyway, where's this proof that'll stop me building my beautiful 17-lane bypass?
Let me put on my hearing aid. Oh, Mayor Dudikoff, right on time. Right, we're here to present you, and the rest of the world, with this historical find.
Here we go, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, here it is.
Proof positive that this school cannot be bulldozed.
Digberth! Now look what you've done.
Send in the diggers, boys.
Archaeology is Live starred Olly Smith, Simon Smith and Richard Jones. The script was written by the team and edited by Simon Smith. It was recorded live in Rik's flat and produced by Simon Smith. Archaeology is Live is a joint Mad Johnny and Exchelsis production.